Bravo matched. Bigreddiva in the building. Let's talk. Pull up, tune in, let's talk tonight. Big red diva got the mood just right. Real talk, real people, no filter vibes. The grown folk talk sector come alive. Pull up, tune in, let's vibe tonight. Conversation heavy, but the mood feel light. From love to life, we say what's real. Big red diva tell you how we feel.
Salute everyone. Hi Mary Charles, how are you tonight? And what are you doing up so late? I had to just stop in again tonight. I had something on my mind and I didn't want it to get away from me before I speak on it. So I was just over in B-Way live over on he's on Twitter, and I've been over there for quite some time tonight, maybe about 3 hours. I didn't fell asleep, woke up, they were still going, and just chilling, listening to his content and everything that was going on. So they're down like to, I guess, the very end of it right now. But the little girl, the young lady, Jasmine, is on the panel right now amongst other people. So, when you're dealing with a lot of those youngsters, they don't let you get a word in. And, they really don't want to hear what you're saying if you're speaking on a positive level. Everybody knows what the situation is with Jasmine and Book. David is his name. And, they've been airing out each other's dirty laundry here and now for a week or so with all of the stuff that's going on with Mink and all of them, and their relationship and the problems that they're having, and he doesn't want to be with her anymore, and don't want to deal with the kids. I mean, if you've heard it, you know the story. So everybody, is offering their advice, and they're giving different opinions. And I'm in agreement with what a lot of them saying, because in relationships sometimes we can be a little naive when we are in love with someone. And then on top of being in love, we have children. So, everybody is throwing at her what they think she should do, what she ought to do. She's stupid. When is it going to end? Yeah, you want to be back with him. You're going to go back with him. He has humiliated you on this app. He's been with this woman and that woman. And, you name it, they're throwing it at her. She's supposed to be expecting again for Book. We don't know if it's a for sure thing because she hasn't gave or shown a pregnancy test. I'm kind of sleepy, y'all, but I had to come up in here and say this, get this out the way. So we don't know, if she's pregnant or not. She still haven't given the test results. And if she don't want to give the test results, then she doesn't have to. If she don't want us to know. But to me, it sounds like she's trying to be forced into doing things that she really doesn't want to do. But I could honestly say the young lady, she has a mind. And she's not easy to be persuaded when it comes down to all the things that they are telling her to do and what she should do. And, they're calling her stupid and, they are really throwing the book at her. Mary Charles, they are throwing the book at her. But here is my thing. Who are we to tell her what to do? Who are we to tell her when we think she should leave? Who are we to tell her don't talk to him anymore? Don't allow him to see his children anymore. You need to go and get another boyfriend. You need to do this and you need to do that. Everybody is talking like they never been in an abusive relationship or they never been in a relationship where I just can't shake it loose. Jodeci sings the song all the time. I got this feeling and I just can't turn it loose. That somebody is getting next to you. It hadn't got to that point yet for her. And Book will be singing that song to her. But she has to get over the feelings that she has for him. And then on top of that, she has 2 kids. And it's a possibility that she's pregnant again. So now she's finna come with a whole lot of more feelings. If she don't decide to do away with it. Which I think that is being, taken into consideration. We're talking about Book and his girlfriend, Jasmine. Book and Jasmine has been in a relationship for 5 years on and off. From what I gather, this is not their first rodeo on YouTube about their relationship. The first time an incident occurred between the two of them, I think they only had 1 kid involved, if any. But after that incident, and I don't know the heads and tails of it, Mary Charles, but after that incident, she disappeared, but he remained. And then now it's back again. She came back. They have 2 kids now. And again, it's a possibility that she's pregnant with their 3rd kid. But in the last 2 years of the relationship, they've been separated, going through counseling and, this, that, and the other. From what I gather, Book has let YouTube take over his life. He's a YouTuber. He don't want his relationship. He don't want the kids. He don't want nothing but YouTube and what comes with it. So he was in a relationship with Christina. And Jasmine didn't know. She's just recently finding out about the relationship with Christina. So it's been a back and forth thing here for the last, maybe going on a month now. Well, we all are hoping, well, some of us are hoping that they work it out. And then everybody else is totally against what's going on, which I'm not in agreement with the way he's treating her. He's embarrassing her. He's talking about her all over YouTube. He's allowing certain girls, that he run with to disrespect her in the worst way, with their own panels and, things to that nature. I feel as though she shouldn't come back on anybody's panels and ask and answer any questions. She's been on B-Way's panel the most, outside of a couple of others, and I don't want to name names, and I'm not sure. I know she's been on SD panel, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm not going to even name the name because I don't want to be wrong. But anyway, she's been on a couple of other panels, and it's been a battle, and they've been beating her down, and it's, you're stupid and don't do this and don't do that. Oh yeah, you're going back, or you just on here for sympathy, you just want people to give you money, and you know how the YouTubers do it. I could honestly say I could believe 90% of the things that's coming out her mouth about this relationship and what's been going on. I could believe 90% of it. Now, if she goes back, who's to say? She may and she may not. But it all boils down to the end of the day, she has to get tired of being abused. She has to get tired of being cheated on. She has to get tired of, if that man is putting his hands on her, being beat. She has to get tired of that. Is it right? No, it's not right. No, it is not. But we don't know what's going on in her mind. Hello, salute to everyone. Dawn, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. I'm talking about Christina and Book. So we don't know, what's going on in her mind. Do she want to get away? I believe she does. Yes, she wants to get away. But it's hard when you are getting ready to become a single parent. She wants Book to be in the children's life. But it looks like he don't want to be a part of the children's life. That's another thing that she would have to get over. Him not wanting to be a part of his kid's life, and the children are asking for their father. And he's a no call, no show. So, I say I speak from experience. I was in a 13-year abusive relationship. This man did me everything but shook me a loose. He was a truck driver. We would start off, if I would get on that truck with him and go to these different states, and I've never been out of Louisiana before I started dating this man. It's okay, Dawn. And I wanted to see some things that I never saw before. Yes, I was being abused all before the trips even started. About is it the fake nurse? No, she's not. I don't think she's a nurse. I don't think she's a nurse. I don't know what she is, but let me go back. She always tells. Let's see. Christina, I don't know. I don't know what type of work she does, if she does any work at all. I don't. Oh, you're talking about Christina? Yeah, I think she is a nurse. I'm not sure, but I think she is. But that's who book is running behind now, and Jasmine, she's feeling away. Okay. But anyway, yeah, the abuse had started before the trips came about. But I was in love, and I thought in my mind, one day he'll change. One day he'll change. One day he'll see me for who I am. He'll love me like I love him. We would start off happy. And then maybe 5 hours into the ride, all hell breaks loose. So what am I to do? I'm in Never Never Land. So I had to take the things that he dished out. And every time I would say, this is the last time. I'm not going to put myself through this. This is the last time. I quit. And before I knew it, 13 years had passed. Because you become numb to it. I like Jasmine too. She sounds like she's a good girl. She could be a good girl. So 13 years had passed. And I'm like, wow. I had to question myself, when are you going to stop? What is it going to take? I had no support system. I had wore what little support system I had out. Because I was constantly going to him, telling him what he had did me, and they were doing me the same thing. When are you gonna leave? And you're stupid, and this, that, and the other. But all he had to do is say, I'm going to Washington. I'd never been to Washington, and I wanted to go. But before we board the truck, I'm going to pray, Lord, let this trip be a good trip. Let him do right by me this time. And at the end of all trips, they all ended the same way. I came home crying and upset. This is the last time. This is the last time. This is the last time. And again, I say each trip ended up the same way. But the ultimate for me was, we were in Atlanta. He pulled up at a truck stop. So, you could either sleep on the truck or you could go get a hotel room. So, I'm thinking, okay, well, tonight we're going to sleep on the truck. No problem. Well, he pulls out his phone and he makes a phone call. So I'm not thinking anything of it, I mean, he stayed on the phone with other women. So I didn't think anything of it. Just talking to one of them girls, whatever, That's how numb I had became to it. A car pulls up. I'm thinking, well, we must be getting ready to go to a nice hotel, He called somebody to come and get us. We're not going to ride in the 18-wheeler. We're going to be escorted. He was escorted, not me. So another woman pulled up. He went and spent the night with that woman. I stayed in the 18-wheeler all night crying, just upset. But what am I to do? I'm in Atlanta. So I endured the night. Yeah, it was a Greyhound, but I wasn't walking anywhere. I'm not familiar with these places. No money. I don't know anybody. And I didn't want to get him in trouble in my mind. But when he got back the next morning, I could have. But I didn't know anybody. And I was like, okay. Up all night crying. So when he finally did decide to come on and let's get back on the road, and this the kicker. We had not made it to where we needed to be. So I got another 4 hours going out to get to where we needed to be. And then I got 8 hours coming back or more. So you imagine all the shit that I had to endure. And I made up in my mind that day, when I get back home, I promised myself, I promised God, I promised my ancestors, I promised the dogs, the cats, baby, you name it. I promised those people, I promised those items, I promised everything I love. That was it. And when I got back to Baton Rouge, I promise y'all that was it. Was it hard? Hell yeah, it was the hardest thing in the world to get over. The hardest thing in the world. But you know what kept me? I stayed on my knees and I asked the Lord for strength every day. Every day giving me strength not to call his phone, not to answer his phone, put him on block. It took me a minute before I put him on block because I wasn't ready for not to hear the phone ring and it was him. Was I going to answer it? Sometime I did. Sometime I didn't. The majority of the time I didn't. Because if I answered it, then that was the verbal abuse. Now, yes, he has put his hands on me once or twice. But then the verbal started once I stopped going around it. When I answer the phone, yeah, he'll talk about me like a dog. I'll take that. You see? So it's steps to the game. It's nothing that you can get over cold turkey. Now, some of us can. But it's a lot of us that can't. And I was one of those ones. It was baby steps for me. Baby steps for me. So, for as physical, no, we're not I don't want to see you. Don't come around me. I'm not going out of town with you anymore because I had seen enough of the land. In the 13 years, and he took me a lot of places. So I'd gotten over that part. You can't use that again. Yes, I had to rely on the Most High. I had to pray to the Lord, because that was the only way I was going to overcome it. That was the only way. So I'm getting over the physical of it, me seeing him, me being with him. But I'm all the time thinking about all the bad things that was happening when I go around him. All the bad things that was happening. So I'm not seeing you anymore. Okay? So I'm getting over that. It took me some time. It was the hardest thing in the world. But it took me some time. Finally, I did. So now I got to get over the phone calls, picking up the phone for him. Not all the time I picked up the phone. But I did pick up the phone. So I knew this is going to be, he's going to start talking nice at first. And then as soon as I say no, then I'm going to be every bitch, every fat whore, every, you name it, that's what I was. Then I got to the point where I could just hang up in his face before I even hear the first bitch. Hey, I'm going such and such a place. You want to go? No. And before he could say, you bitch, click. So now I got to get tired of this. And once I got tired of that, then hey, I could put you on block. I don't give a damn about hearing the phone ring. I don't care if your name do show up. Then I could put you on block and I don't hear the phone ring. And you can't see it if you're not paying attention to the phone. But when you pick up the phone, I wonder, did he call? And then that's when you go looking in your missed calls to see if he called. And then when you're disappointed, because after a week of you doing these things and he's not calling, then you're like, damn, what's really going on? So once I got over all of that, because it steps when you're dealing with a man that you're in love with and he's not in love with you. And that's what sounds like is going on. That's what's going on. It ain't what sounds like. That's what's going on with Jazz and Book. But see, the difference between my relationship and hers, I don't have any kids for the man. Yeah, you got to block them forever. When you're trying to get over something, you have to cut off all communication. Because this man was the worst narcissist ever. He was the worst of the worst. And we're not going to talk about that making you feel like you're the fault at everything. Tell you to do one thing, and then when you do that, then that's not how I wanted you to do it. And that's now not how I say to do it. You see, so you have you confused. It was all kind of things going on. And that's what that child is going through. So if you somebody that don't understand it, or if you never been in that type of relationship before, then you can't really speak on it. You could go off of what she's saying. A lot of them on B-Way panel, they're giving a good advice, and then a lot of them are not. Because everybody is saying, leave it alone. You gonna go back. Oh, you're stupid, and this, that, and the other. Well, yeah, maybe. But when I start typing, she may go back 100 times until she get tired. One lady said, Big Red Diva, but she's 40. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm 57. I was in my 40s when all of this was going on. I'm maybe 6 years out of the relationship with this man. So it takes time. I know women 60 and 70 going through. And when they call Big Red Diva to talk, you know what I tell them, baby? When you get tired, you're going to know when it's time to walk away. I can't tell you to walk away because I don't know your feelings. I don't know what stage of it in your life that you are at now. I don't know. All I know is what you're telling me, and I can relate. So until you get tired of being abused and talked to any kind of way, mistreated, this man let me see him go with his other women. Just like Book letting her see him being with other women and telling her, I'm going to be with her and I'm going to do what I want to do. She got to get tired, baby. We can talk till we blue in the face. She got to get tired. And I wish I could talk to her. You know, maybe she might see this live. Maybe she won't. But, you know, if anybody out there listening, I would love to talk to her. Because I had this same conversation, and what I'm telling y'all, I did this with Callie. When I first got on YouTube, I saw what Callie and Brandon was going through. And all I saw was me. And I reached out to Callie. She accepted it. And, you know, me and Callie, we good. I call her my YouTube daughter. And it took her a minute to get where she is now. But all she needed was a support system. All she needed was somebody to really understand what she was going through. And every time she'll say, Big Red Diva, I'm through. I'm through. I'm not going back. I'm going to leave it alone. I say, Callie, I don't care how many times you go back. When you get tired, you're going to stop. And I tell her, just know one thing. If you need me, call me. And I left it at that. And when she needed me, she'll call. Big Red Diva, I went back. I said, I know, I heard. I saw you. You know, I'm always in the bushes. I'm lurking, you know. I saw you, heard everything. How you feel? I'm not feeling too good. Good, you're not feeling too good. So now once you start thinking about all the bad things that this man is doing to you, and that's going to make you want to get away even more. Because the bad outweigh the good. Callie's Kitchen. Miss Callie's Kitchen. Brandon's ex-girlfriend. Yeah, so Jazz is going through the same thing right now. And, you know, I just say, you know, until she get tired. But they beating her down. And I mean, do she need the beating? Yes. She need to hear it. Yes. Yes. She need to hear it. But they can't expect her to walk away tonight. It's lives involved. So her breaking away may take a little longer. Has gotten over him and her being together. And she hadn't gotten over it yet. Maybe she's accepted that. Me and him are not going to be together. He's with other women. Yep. His sexual encounters or anything like she say they are, and she speaks on it not being so well, then hey, that shouldn't take long. for you to get over, I mean, hey, if you can make a baby, but just because you're making babies, that don't mean your sex is good. You see, so if he's not doing what he's supposed to do in that area, then hey, it shouldn't take you too long to walk away from that or to accept the fact that we're not together that way anymore. But when it comes down to those children, that's where the real problem is going to step in, because sounds to me the kids love their father and they want to talk to him, and he's the one that's pulling away and don't want to interact right now, you see, because he's so caught up in YouTube and doxing people and all of that foolishness till he's not focusing on his kids. And that's a deadbeat. She say he hasn't did anything for them back to school. He's not supporting her at all. And that's sad, because those are your kids. In spite of what you have going on, you shouldn't neglect your children, especially when they want to be with their dad and they want to talk to their dad. And you making these false promises. You tell them you coming and you never show up. Now that's allegedly, because we don't know what's going on once the cameras and all shut off. But this is what she say he's doing. So, I don't know, I don't think with them badgering her like they are, it's healthy. Because you don't know what stage it may send her in. Everybody's mind is not strong, you see. But I fought her because you're jumping on the panels for whatever reason. Because after I've been on maybe once or twice and I've answered the questions, it's just me. I'm not getting on no more answering anything else. At this point, you can believe what you want to believe. I'm trying to go get me some healing and trying to get my children straight and, keeping them, out of it, because they did involve the kids. And I don't think that's right. Keep your children out of your business and keep your children off of YouTube. You don't have nothing to prove to YouTubers what's going on in your household. The kids don't have to verify anything for you, for the YouTubers to say, oh, she's telling the truth. It doesn't matter, because they're going to have their opinions anyway, whether they believe what you're saying or not. So I'm not going to bring my kids, if it was me, to verify anything for the YouTubers. And I'm not going to speak ill on the absent parent to the kids. He going to do all of that himself. Whatever outlook that they have on their father, I would let him do it, whether it be good or bad. Now, if my child come to me and say, Mom, what's going on with my dad? My answer would be, baby, right now your dad might be going through something and we just gonna have to pray for him. And that's that. I'm not gonna, oh, he's deadbeat. Oh, he ain't doing nothing for you. And this and that. No. And I'm damn sure not gonna put my child on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram to verify a damn thing for these YouTubers. Because guess what? If the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't put their children on here. And I bet you none of them would be on the panels talking about their relationships. But everybody is different. Do she need to be on here talking about her relationship? No, she do not. But sometimes people don't have a outlet. And they have to go somewhere. But if YouTube is what you choose, then okay. The Lord may have sent her on YouTube to run across a person like me, so I could sit down and talk with her and give her some good advice, because I've been through it. And a lot of them may have been through it too. They may have been done worse, but they're not going to tell it. They're going to tell you what they want you to know. So I have a problem with it, because I feel as though I was put here to help a person that didn't experience what I've experienced. Might not be in the same way, but abuse is abuse. And with what she's going through right now, if she doesn't have her family to support her, then okay, the next best thing may have been YouTube. Because there are some genuine people on this app, and there are some genuine people that will sympathize with you and understand what do you have going on. And could, give you advice, and it's on you what you do with it. And it could take her another 2-3 years before she walk away. Because it's a lot of things that she has to overcome right now. Not just her mental, physical. Once she get herself together, and in the process of her getting herself together, she got 2 little girls. And it's a possibility that she's pregnant with a baby now. For a book. So, it's a process. I pray she get over it. I pray everything that she need, she gets. And I'm going to pray God keep her strong. And keep her in her right frame of mind. Because when you're dealing with stuff like this, people can lose their mind. So that's why it's so important for her to pray. And out of all the advice that was given, nobody told her, put it in the Lord's hand. Not one. So if she see this live, or she hear about this live, Christina, me speaking to you as a person that have gone through what you're going through, experiencing what you're experiencing, I'm going to pray the Lord keep you and those little girls. And I pray he give you the strength to make the right decisions. You do what's best for you and your children. And I pray for Book as well. Whatever is going on in his mind, whatever is going on in his body, if he is doing any type of drugs or whatever the case may be, I pray the Lord just give him a clean slate, clear his mind, and if it's for them to be together, mend their relationship and make their family work. If that's what God has in plan for them. If that's what's best, whatever God has what's best for the two of them, then that's what I pray. Whether they be together or whether they separate. Because if you put your mind, you can co-parent. You can co-parent. Hey, Mr. Boston, how are you? Where have you been? I haven't been doing any lives, so that's why you haven't been seeing me. But I'm getting ready to end my live. I didn't say what I had to say. I wasn't going to be long. You would have to look at the repeat. So share the live, hit the like button. And I pray everyone have a blessed night. And I'll see you guys the next time.
Yeah. Welcome to the Grown Folk Zone, where the conversation real and the vibe unmatched. Bigreddiva in the building. Let's talk.
Good night, Mary Charles. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for stopping in, Mr. Boston. And Don Play, thank you so much.
Let's talk tonight. Bigreddiva got the mood just right. Real talk, real people, no filter vibes. The grown folk talk.
I miss you too, Mr. Boston.
Pull up, tune in, let's vibe tonight. Conversation heavy, but the mood feel light. From love to life, we say what's real. Bigreddiva tell you how we feel.
Hey, Nanny Go, thank you.
Conversation heavy, but the mood feel light. From love to life, we say what's real. Bigreddiva tell you how we feel.
Salute until next time.